So welcome to our church management system, and we are going to give you a tutorial of how it works. Church management. My name is Samuel. I'm going to be showing you around and out of software. So when you open the software, this is what you're going to bear in mind. The software is cloud-based. That means it's online and it can be accessed wherever you are, whatever device. So when you log in, I've already created a username. Or enter your username, password. When you are done, you click on sign in. Sign in. This is what you are going to see. You are going to see dashboard, which actually gives a brief whatever is happening. You get to see the total members, days attendant, total visitors, monthly growth, then church growth, then recent members that you have added, and you also get to see the quick actions. That is, if you want to mark today's attendant, if you want to add a new member, there's a quick button that you can use, and then the register visitor, right? And then it also gives you a brief detail about your church. So in this particular case, the name of the church is Giving Joy. um, Basic information about your church will appear here, the address and the date that it got signed up to the software. Yes, so that's basically for the dashboard. When you are done, you go to the members aspect, and then you're able to add members. You're able to see the database of your members. You can actually import your members here, or you can actually export your members. So what we mean by import members is when you already have an Excel document of your members and their data and all that. So when you click on the import members, you download the CSV template, then you follow the template that we've given you. When you are done, you click on the choose file here, and then you start import. And then export members, if you have a lot of members and you want to get a local database of your own members, you go to the export and it gets downloaded to your PC by when you click on the export. You see that if I click on the export, it gets downloaded to my PC, right? And then if you want to add a new member to the software, it's also very simple, because when you add a new member right here, or click on the button, you get to see the name. So if I want to add a new member called Samuel, Samuel, and then I can enter the contact 025 725 3215. Then maybe my position is deacon or elder. I can choose my resident Accra branch, or I can enter the where I stay, and then I'll choose my gender. Of course, I'm a male, and then I'll select my date of birth, which I can do right here. So there are a lot of customizations. You go to, let's do 2000. Yes, let's say February in 2000. I've selected my date of birth. Marital status, you can select either yes or no. Baptism, you are baptized or that member is baptized, you can actually select yes. And department, you can add custom department to it, but for now what we have here is two departments. We have the choir and the men's ministry, so I'll do men's ministry. Later I'll teach you how to add various departments to the software itself. But then if I have a profile picture, or if I have a picture of my member, I can go ahead, if I'm using the phone, I can go ahead and snap the pictures directly, or I can, if I'm using the PC, I can go ahead and go and select the picture that I want to use for the software, right? It's very, very easy. It's not that complex for you to do. So I'm going to go head over to my PC and select picture that I want to use for this particular software. So I have this picture right here, and then yes, I've selected it. And when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and add member. So you see member added success right down here. and then it shows up, it pops up here, right? If I want to later edit it, I can edit it, make one or two changes. In case I want to see whoever the member is, I just click on the eyeball through here, and it brings a card of member. So you could see Samuel, he who is an elder, married, baptized, gender is male. Whatever details that I entered will be here, and whoever other that person will show here. So in this particular case, I use the username Claude to log in, so it's going to show that this person Claude added this person, that is the Samuel, resident Accra branch department, and then the date of birth. It automatically calculates the years for you. If I use the year 2000, it calculated that as at the particular time that I was recording this video, going to be 25 years, right? When I'm done, I'll just click on close, and that is it for the members aspect. But then if you also want to search members, you can actually go ahead by click on SA just to show me the searches in real time and all that. And also filter by gender, male, female. Yes, so let's go to the attendance. So the attendance area, it is when you want to mark attendance of your members for a particular church program or particular church service, right? So today's date, as at the time I was recording this video, today's date is the 28th of January 2026. And then let's take it as today is a Sunday, right? But if you want to change the date, you can do that. If today was a Sunday, let's do 25th of January 2025, which was a Sunday. I have about 3 members here. If by default, with the date selected, every member is going to be absent until marked present. So we have Samuel, we have Kofi Eminsa, we have Slim Tech, right? These are the 3 members that we have. And then if I click on Samuel is present, change the status to present here. If I click on, but if Kofi Eminsa is absent, I'm going to leave it as it is, right? And then if Slim Tech is present, I'm going to mark present, right? And then you can see in real time, now it gives you the date and the members that are present to absent, and it gives you the total members. So when I'm done, I'll just go ahead and save attendant, which gets recorded to software itself. That is how you're able to take attendance of your members. Then we have the visitors aspect, whereby the visitors aspect, what it does is that you are able to add the visitor to your software. So, we have members that you are aware that they are members, they are registered with the church, and we have people who usually pass by, visit the church and all that. You can also take info from them. You can add a new visitor here by going to visitor aspect. You add the name, phone number, the community, the date that the person visited, and you proceed to add the member. So let's do Kelvin 257253215. Whatever way it works. This is just a test something. Then coming from, let's say, Saturday, date visited 28, and then add a visitor. So I'm able to add as a visitor, and I am good to go, right? I am good to go. And there's one special feature. In case the person visits your church, and some way, somehow, you're able to actually convince the person to join your church, and instead of you to delete and go to the members aspect to re-enter, there is another option that is going to make it very easier for you. So you go to this button right here, and you click on it, and it's going to migrate the member for you. If the member or the visitor is new, you get to select everything. So when you are done entering the necessary information, you click on migrate to member, and it moves from the visitor to a member. That is when you are certainly sure that this person has migrated from being a visitor of your church to the member of your church. And then yes, it's also the same as the previous attendance page. So that's it. You can mark attendance, mark present, mark absent, and to go. Yes. So then we go to the report. But before we go to the report, we'll now head on to the messaging, whereby you're able to send the bulk SMS to your various members. So you can select various template. For example, we miss you. So it's hi, then the name tag is going to select whatever name that is associated with the software of your member. And then hi. So if it is hi, Kelvin, we noticed you weren't at church this week. We missed you and hope everything is okay. God bless. Right? And then you can also customize whatever message that you want to send across. You have to use the keys if you want that person to refer. If you want the message to actually direct to that person's name, you can use the name tag. If you want to use the person's contact, you can use the contact tag. And if you want to use your church name, you can use your church name tag, tag right here, right? So when you are done, if I've selected the template, then I can go ahead to either select all members, or I can custom select the members that I want to send the message to. So when I'm done selecting the members, I'll just go ahead and send to members. Because I've not added the API keys and all of that, is going to come as an error message, right? But if we have done it for you, you can actually have access to it. And then when you click on send to members, it's going to send it to your members. At the same time, if you want to send it to your visitors, you come to select your visitors. You want to select all simple, and then you send to visitors, and you're good to go. And you're also able to view the message history that you've been able to send across over the time. Yes. So then you go to the user management. So when you are the administrator of the software, you have every right to actually add users to the software. You're able to add department, you're able to add roles. So for example, if I want to give my church, me being the administrator of the church, if I want to give my church secretary access to the software, right? But at the same time, I don't want the secretary to have access to the financial aspect of the church. What I'll do is that maybe if I click on new user, I'll enter the name. Let's use the name Grace, and then I'll enter the username. Can also be the same Grace, and then I'll enter the password for the person. Select the role. So at this particular moment, I can select a role, and which is separate. For now, we have two roles, the admin and the shepherd. I'll also show you how to add the roles for you to get a lot of options right here, right? So select the shepherd, because that's the one available at that particular moment. I've not added additional roles. You want to select the ministry, then you can select the ministry. Like I said, you can also add more ministries to it. So right now we'll go with the choir. Yes, so if the sidebar permissions is whatever the person has access to here. So I can choose the dashboard, that is cool. Attendance, the secretary will be able to take attendance for me. But the report, I don't want the secretary to have access to the report. I want the secretaries to add members and visitors to the church, and perhaps send messages. But I don't want the secretary to have access to the financial aspect of the software, because I kind of feel like it's very confidential. But if you want to give her the full access, or if you want to give that person the full access to the software, you can take all of this and you're good to go. But in this particular instance, I'm going to take only 5: dashboard, attendance, members, visitors, and messaging. Then you add user. So it gets to add the user, and then can send the password and everything to your secretary or whoever created that. Now let's go to the department options, whereby you can add more departments. So when you go to the department, you click on the plus button, add, and then let's say women ministry. So women ministry, you're able to add that, then click on save, and then it gets added. Roles, I can add roles here. Let's say secretary. So I'm able to add this, and I'm good to go. Yes, so basically that's just it. And the finance aspect is a game changer. That is one of the features I like about this software. You're able to actually see the income, the expense, and all that. So under the income section of the church, you get to see the income category, which you can add more categories to it. But for now, by default, we have donations, we have offering, and we have tithe. And then we have the amount. So for example, donations, right? You can add whatever amount that any person is donating, let's say 5,000 Ghana cedis. And then if the person is actually supported in roofing of the church building, roofing of church, then you enter the description and then enter the date that the person is donated. Some people don't want some people want to be anonymous. They don't want to bring in their names when it comes to donations. But if you want to attach a name, you just attach the name Same, and then you're good to go. After that, you click on save, and then when you select the date that the person donated, you click on save, and then it gets saved to the amount section. Then now it shows us 5,000 Ghana cedis. Don't worry about the currency. Whatever currency that you are using, we can actually fine tune it to suit your currency or your location. And then if you also want to add tithe, for instance, the tithe we made in such a way that you can assign the tithes to the members of the church, right? So if you want to assign, maybe this person paid 500 Ghana cedis as his tithe, someone paid 500 Ghana cedis as his tithe, you're able to select that. You're able to select the date that the person paid the tithe. So let's say December 28, which is today, and I'll click on save. And now assigned you see tithe, description shows tithe by Samuel, and it's 500 Ghana cedis. You are good to go. If you want to edit, you can save. In case you made a edit, you can do that as well. Good to go. And you can also add offering. So that is when you see, offering is confidential. You don't really know whatever amount the person actually put in the offering book. But what you can do is that you can, at the end of the church service, you can give out a total of the offering. So it could be in twofold. It could be that maybe at the end of the service, that particular service, you got 5,500 cedis as offering, and then you're able to enter first offering. So maybe first offering, you got 500 cedis, and you select the date. If today was supposed to be a Sunday, which is today is a Wednesday, but I'm trying to use it, then I'll click on save first offering. I can go ahead and add second offering, and enter maybe 2,000 cedis. Like I said, the currency can be changed to suit you. Click on save. Then the income is saved successfully. So then the expenses. So you ask yourself, what do I mean by expenses? The expenses, what I mean by expenses is that, you see, every church incur expenses, right? You get to spend on things, you get to electricity, you get to buy drums, you get to, so for example, if you have a problems with, or if you want to settle bills, for instance, so maybe 500 Ghana cedis as electricity, you get to enter it right here. Electricity as 500 cedis, the date that you added it, then click on save, right? And it gets saved to the software. For the categories, this is where you get to add more categories to either the income or the expense. When I go to categories, I see enter the category name. Let's say music. Let's say choir. Then you either choose income or expense. So for example, expenses as choir, then I'll add a category. Then when I come to the expense, then I can choose choir, and I can enter whatever the choir will need in the categories and in the expenses or the category aspect. Enter the description, what they actually need, and you enter the amount and the date. Yes, so that's for the finance aspect. And now what happens is that after that particular month or whatever time frame that you get to select, when you come to the report, gets to show you everything that you need. The report, you have the attendance, you have the visitors, you have the growth, you have the finance, right? and then you're able to select the date range here. So if I want to select from 29th of December 2025 to 28th of January 2026, I'm able to select that. So I've selected it right here. And then what happens is that I'll go to the finance aspect and then brief something. So on the 28th of January 2026, it's telling us that at the end of that particular day, if it was a church service or a service day, you're able to see that we got 13,000 Ghana cedis as income, and then the expenses that we're able to incur for that particular day was 500 cedis, and then it gives you the net income. But then, if you are having troubles understanding, you can go to the eyeball tool here, and detailed it opens a detailed financial record for the day 28 January 2026, and it gives you the type of if it is an expense, you're able to see that. If it's an income, you're able to see that. It gives you everything. If you want to export it, this is just the summary. So total income 18,000 Ghana cedis, total expenses 500 cedis for that particular day, and when you make reference to it, 500 cedis was actually covering bills, and then what type of bills, as we typed in the description, was electricity, and it shows you whoever recorded it. So whatever username that you used to actually log into the software, you're able to see the person, the username or the account that was used to enter this, right? So if you want to make reference, you're able to know that this person actually entered this particular data to the software, right? And then when you're done, you can either export it as a PDF, or you go ahead, then you export it as a CSV for Excel. Yes, so when you export it as a PDF, this is what you're going to see. Then you can print it out later. If you want to export it as a CSV for Excel and all that, you can also do that as well. And then when you are done, you're good to go. You can also filter when it comes to only the income, then you leave the expenses alone. If you can also filter with it. When you're done, you just go back to the finance aspect, and yes, gives you a detailed. But if you want to actually view the details for that particular date range, you go to view details. What happens is that it also loads the report for you. So for example, that particular date, December 29th 25 to January 20, gives you to whatever record that you have entered in that particular duration. It's able to actually do that for you, right? And then you are good to go. So that is it for the finance. As usual, if you want to export it, you're able to export it, then print it out later. If you want to export it as a PDF, that is here. If you want to export it as a CSV, able to do that. Then later you can make changes, or as a local sort of file that you can also see and then print it out yourself. So basically that's just it. The user management, I've talked about the user management, how to add more users to the platform, and then the church settings whereby you can change the currency, right? So you can use the dollar sign here, and then it changes to the dollar sign for you. You can change the name of the church, Assemblies of God, let's say Accra Central. You're able to do that. You can change the address and all that. So this is where your SMS API keys goes. So you're able to add your SMS API keys and all that to the software. If it is the local, which is Ghana, and if it is international, you can choose an international. Then you good. So this aspect, we are going to set it up for you. You can also pick the logos, drop your logo here, and you're good to go. And then that is where you get to see, because I've not added the logo. Logo is one of the crucial aspects. So let's do something like that. Logo, then I'll click on save changes. I have to also add the SMS APIs and all to go. So basically that's it for the software. If you want to get access to this, So it has reflected right here, Assemblies of God Accra Central. You want to get access to the software, you can actually contact me with the mail at samuelfabianomk@gmail.com. Or yes, so this is the demo version. In case of anything, you can reach me out either on TikTok as Slim Tech Guy on TikTok, and we have a more detailed. If you also want to add customizations to the software, we are also open up for it. As always, peace out.